Assalamu alaikum. My name's Salim Siddiqui, and you're watching the HotConflict.com video series on, well, actually, what is this series going to be about? It's an interesting question. Well, for all you fans of the HotConflict.com video series and the ones we've done in the past, all my brothers and sisters of the light who are listening to me, I send peace and blessings of the light on all those who have been following the guidance and seeing what's going on, and so wondering, what is this series going to be about? Well, for some of you who have been waiting for the next video to come out, for many of you brothers and sisters who have been asking me, it's an interesting question. We say, where are we going to go next? Oh, my brothers and sisters, yes. Are you feeling it now? It's been a long time since I talked to you, right? I'm your brother Salim. I'm back live and on the show. And when I say, you're watching HotConflict.com, where are we going next? Some people who just turned on this video or are listening to this for the first time are thinking, what is he talking about? But those who have listened before, and those who have heard my words, and those who have listened to the past video series from the beginning to the end know when I say, where can we go next? What kind of a journey should we take, brothers and sisters? What would be fun? Those of you who've heard me before, you know when I say we can take some strange trips if we want to. I can take you on a strange journey, and you know it's true. So for those who have never listened to this series before or never watched any of the videos, now is the time for the traditional disclaimer that it is true that what you hear here on this video series is usually very strange and weird. We take you on a journey and travels through space and time. We travel in and out of dimensions, from the body to the soul, from this world to the next, from the past to the future. We go on some weird, wild journeys, don't we, brothers and sisters? And so, if you haven't listened to any of the other series before, it is incumbent upon me to give you the disclaimer that all of my brothers and sisters know. You should go back and listen to the earlier journeys, the earlier places, because where we are now and the stuff we are about to talk about is so wild and weird. Oh, my brothers and sisters, you've been waiting for it, and here it comes. Stuff that is advanced at a high level. So it is incumbent upon those who are listening to this to have developed themselves spiritually, to understand the information that we are talking about and the ramifications of the very spoken word. When someone of the light or of truth speaks to you, that there are deep and spiritual ramifications for your life. Now that sounds crazy. That sounds wild. That sounds like a charlatan, right? Those who are just listening to this for the first time are thinking, who is this guy? He sounds insane. This guy's really weird. But those who have heard your brother before, they know, yes, he's weird, he's strange. But this is about to be the funnest ride you've ever taken. Because we've been on a journey with him before. So let's talk about, where have we been? Who am I? How did I get here? But more importantly, today's question, who are you? And how did you get here? We said that we go back to always the very beginning. In the beginning there was light. The very word be of your Lord and creation came into existence. The original light of all that is. And we said your Lord Most High is the light of lights, Nurun ala Nur, the creator of all that is. And we took you through a journey from the very beginning of the word and taught you the stories of Adam and Eve. And we taught you some of the strange things with the prophets and went through the supernatural tales. And I tell you, as I always tell you, that it is by now that people, even amongst the Muslim community who listen to me, you hear them, brothers and sisters. Oh, those of you who love me and I love you back and who are waiting to listen to the light be spoken, you see them making comments and you see them say strange stuff. And they call me names and think that I am totally insane and crazy. Isn't that so? Isn't that always the way it is? That your brother, Salim, always says to you very plain and open, simple facts. My name is Salim. I'm the son of Shamshad and Aisha from the family of Siddiq. I'm a human, just like all of you. I don't ever say that I came from another planet. I don't ever tell you that I have contacted strange worlds or part of some underground conspiracy. I just have the ability to tell you a story, but it is stranger and weirder than any whistleblower or secret cover-up or dark cabal. Ooh, we get into the weird, wild stuff here, brothers and sisters. And so it is always true that many who listen to this, even amongst those who call themselves Muslim, hear my words and they're like, we don't even know what this is. We don't recognize any of this to be what we call Islam. And so let's go back over some basic fundamentals. I always tell you my name, and I always tell you I am a Muslim, born a Muslim, raised following the tradition of the final messenger, Muhammad, the final bearer of light, the final messenger of light, the final prophet sent by your Lord Most High, the very Lord that we say is the first fundamental. So when people say, is this guy Muslim, is that person Muslim, we said we're getting past name calling, brothers and sisters, since now being called a Muslim is one of the most derogatory terms on the earth. And we'll get to why that is as we uncover some of the dark cabal's secret plans. But we said we went on a journey, a strange journey, where your brother is telling you so much strange information that many people get uncomfortable as part of the disclosure and disclaimer that we talked about. The stuff that I tell you is so weird and wild that people get a little bit disturbed, which is why it is important to take any journey of the soul over a period of time and to listen to the tale in its proper format from the very beginning to the end. Now we said this tale started one strange day for me, and because we said that all of this now is about finding your source through your heart back to all of the original truths. Well, we say truths, that sounds like plural, when the truth is actually just one. But now what we are saying is that as all of us are seeking this path, that the paths that we are getting here, we are realizing that each one of us is on a unique, destined soul path towards the light. And all of us are here on this journey. How did it start for me? Do you guys remember? Way back when, one day, what was it? It was the day of Eid. And there I was, sitting at my sister's house after the prayer, looking through the book. What is this? Hey, I see this strange hadith. It is from Ibn Kathir's Signs of the End of Days. And the heading says, narrations by the final messenger, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, that speak about the unseen future. Woo! That sounds spooky just in of itself, right? Those of you who have listened to the stories of the prophets, and those of you who have followed along and then listened to the series called The Unseen Worlds, you know what we're talking about, don't you, brothers and sisters? The narration says that the prophet led us in prayer at the morning prayer, after which he climbed to the pulpit and addressed us until the noon prayer, Dhuhr. And then he, peace and blessings be upon him, descended and prayed. And then he descended, climbed to the pulpit again and began to address. And then he descended at the time of Asr, the end of noon, the end of the afternoon. And then he climbed the pulpit again, speaking to us until the setting of the sun. Just the specific wording now, my brothers and sisters who have been on the journey with me. Listen to the wording. And then he spoke to us again until the setting of the sun. He spoke to us about what was, and he spoke about what will be. He informed us thereof, and he made us memorize it. Umar ibn al-Khattab in one narration. Now, Umar ibn al-Khattab is al-Faruq, one of the early Muslims in Mecca who accepted Islam at the hand of the Prophet when the Prophet declared that he was the final master of light, sent with the very word of your Lord Most High. Omar said, once the Prophet stood before us and informed us about the beginning of the creation, and he spoke of what will occur until the inhabitants of paradise enter their final abodes and the people of the hellfire enter their final abodes. Some people memorized that information, while others have forgotten it. We have these interesting narrations, and there's one more narration there that we are going to keep for a little bit later that is going to be a juicy one. But we have this concept that it was there at that moment when I read that hadith that something strange happened. And I began a journey. And those of you who are my brothers and sisters, who have listened to so much of the tale, who have taken this journey with me, you know that every time I tell you anything, you can always have a trust and faith that my words are of the truth, because I always give it to you in plain and simple, open words. I don't beat around the bush. I don't hold it back. I give it to you, brothers and sisters. I give it to you. I guarantee I give it to you. And when I say it, I always do. And if you've listened from the beginning to the end, you know you've gone through the stories of the prophets. You've gone through the spiritual ramifications of the unseen. And you know that what we are talking about is a journey that is deep and meaningful. You have a trust that you can always understand your brother's words and understand that they are true, because I never hide the ball, and I have taught you by the very nature of the story what it is that we believe. There is one fundamental that our family, those who say we are true believers in the light, believe that there is one creator of all that is, the light that is the perfection that made everything be, the supreme architect, oh my brethren. And the message will be delivered to many communities, and the disclosures that we've been waiting for are going to be opened. But like we said, many people are waiting for disclosures of strange, wild stuff. We said this journey is one that is deeper. This journey is one that is old. This journey is an awakening of your inner heart to the truth that has always been there. That you are to remember certain fundamentals that your Lord gave to you. That you believe there is a creator of all that is, a light of all that is. And you have been given certain fundamentals so that when your brother tells you the weird, wild stuff that he does, those of you who know and love me know that, yes, sometimes we think he's gone astray. But how could he go astray if he always reminds you of what are the fundamentals that we believe? O family of light, we have certain fundamentals that we have believed from the beginning of all that is. There is a creator, the Lord Most High. He has created the angels of the light, blessed in their nature, divine and holy, pure, of many kinds and many colors and many flavors and many vibrations. Those of us who have been on this journey now, when we say we believe in the angels, we know that our belief in them is now changed, for we have been on a journey, brothers and sisters, have we not? We know that there are angels now. We don't just believe it, we know it. They do not disobey the commandments of their Lord. They do not have free will like we have free will. We have the ability to choose light, and sometimes we forget. Sometimes we make mistakes. We are insane. We are humankind. We are in a state of duality. We are in a state of forgetfulness. Sometimes we all make mistakes. That is not to say, my brothers and sisters, as being evil or being wretched, right? Or being rejecting of light, or opposing light, or violently fighting against the light. We say we believe in the angels, but there are others, other than the angels, amongst the skies, amongst the unseen realms, and they are both of the light and of the dark. We have told you of them, called the Jinn. Many other being in many other realms, and many other humans in many other worlds, and many other beings of ascension of different natures at different levels. Beings of light and beings of dark, beings of all kinds of natures. We have maintained this, that the people of the Jinn, who are of smokeless fire, they have free will. They have the ability to obey the commandments of the Lord and be of the light, and they have the ability to reject the light. Now that is not something that is surprising to those of us who have been searching for the truth, but it is surprising to many of those who are hearing this message from a Muslim for the first time in the English language, that the Muslims have been preaching this since the master, the final master of messengers, has been revealed to this earth and spoke the very word. Which takes us to the next fundamental of our faith, that there are messengers from our very father, Adam, and Noah, and Abraham, and Isaac, and Ishmael, and Jacob, and Joseph, and Moses, and all the tribes upon the light, all the way through David, and Solomon, and Jesus, and the very final messenger, Muhammad. And we say, those of us who are of the light, that we believe in all the messengers who came with all of the words that they spoke, with all of the light that it contained, and all of the truth that they understood from their Lord. And we say that we believe in all of the books, from the Psalms that David sung, to the Torah, written by the very hand of our Lord, given to the people of Moses, from the tablet of Moses, and the divine 10 Commandments, to the Injil, or the Gospel of Jesus, Son of Mary, the one who was appointed and anointed, the Christed soul, the Ruh al-Qudus, the Holy Spirit, the one who came as a master of light to this earth. His words, all those of us of the light, we accept it. And the Prophet Muhammad as the final messenger who came with the recital, the Quran, the very spoken vibration of light, Quranun Arabiyyun, in the Arabic tongue. Ooh, we of the light say we believe in all of the messengers of the light, and we believe in all of the words, and we do not, لا نفرق بين أحد منهم, we do not differentiate between any of them. It has been the job of the dark to confuse the Western world and make you think that those who call themselves Muslim are strangers and deviants and misguided. and worshiping a Lord or Creator that is other than the one that we know in the West. Those who have understood my story and listened to it know that the fundamental that we say is that Allah means the Creator, the only one who is worthy of being worshipped, the supreme architect, the Khaliq of all that is, the one who is above all that is. He did not create the world and then place himself in it. Hallowed and majestic and above all things is the Lord. And everything in this world is a reflection of his majesty. But nothing in this world is divine enough to reflect his holiness and therefore worthy of being worshipped. And no one, no creation in all that is so divine and so holy that they become the worshipped. And none of us who are masters of light now, ascending from this earth, will worship anyone other than the true Lord. We will not worship beings from any realm anywhere else. Just like I always tell you, and another one of the guarantees that you have from me is that I can tell you so much and I can give you everything, because I always tell you, I am not your leader. I am not a prophet. I am not your master. I'm just your brother who has a strange story and loves to share it with you. And when you talk to me, you go on a weird, wild journey. And so you remember and are reminded that you believe in the Lord and the angels and the others, the Jinns, both the good and the bad, and that mankind has been created. And those are in darkness and follow the dark, have evil hearts, but the rest of us are of the light. And most of mankind is in a state of forgetfulness and unawareness, or in a sleep or slumber. And it is our job, those of us who remember something, to help them seek the truth and remember the light. And we follow the prophets, all of them. And we recognize that the final messenger has come with the final word. And that there is a true afterlife, a true heavenly kingdom, and there is also a true punishment in the afterlife for those who disobey and reject the faith. And that eventually all of this does end. There is a day where there will be judgment, not by any being in the existence of all that is. No one will judge you here or on any level of your ascension. There is only one actual judge, and that is your Lord Most High. And all of us of the light are trying to remind you that your Lord is not as judgmental of any of the beings here on this earth, nor even myself, as we advise all of us to seek the light and remind each other that your Lord Most High is Arhamar Rahimin. He is the most merciful, the most compassionate. And all of us of the light tell everyone to always seek the light. Remember that you are made of something pure, that it is the afterlife, it is the next stage, it is the journey of the soul, not of the body, that is more important. And the stories that I tell here, even though we talk about the weird and the wild and the strange, I always bring you back and remind you, another guarantee that no matter how far into the dark and weird we go, how far into the twilight zone I can take you, I do always remind you that it is about the light and the truth of your soul and your heart that we are seeking. And of course, I tell you about the things in the dark, the things that go bump in the night, so that we know about them, so that we see them and understand them for what we are, and so that we are no longer afraid of them. Correct? And we say that the most interesting fundamental of this story and the weirdest part of my tale is the way that the patterning spins in this tale, and the story is weaved in such a weird, wild fashion that your brother that seems so off his rocker comes back to always the most important fundamental of those of us of the light, is that all of this, yes, everything, including my own very spoken word by the name of Allah, the Most High, is fated and destined, and that your Lord Most High is Qadir, the planner, the one who has proportioned and organized everything. And those of us of the light are here to tell you that we are beginning to see the perfection of all that is, even here in the darkness of the duality. Now, the beauty of that statement is that at the highest level of ascension is those who are here on this earth in duality, seeing the darkness and feeling it. One of the interesting things that we do here with our physical bodies is we can feel things here. And because I take you on this journey and remind you about so many things, I've reminded you about the fundamentals of faith, and I continuously remind you about that so that you know you can trust listening. But you must know, my brothers and sisters, from the depths of your heart, that the real reason why you continue to listen to me is not because the story is so wild and weird. Yes, that's true. And it is not because I'm disclosing more than anywhere else you find. Yes, that's also true. And it's not because it's actually fun to listen to. There is something deeper going on even beyond the words. That when I speak to you, it is a transformation of light from my very heart to your heart, right? You can feel me take the energy and light and my own belief and trust and knowing from the very core of my own soul, and I send it out to you, and you can feel it reminding you of something. What do I mean? Well, we like to give strange examples. I'm saying here in a pop culture reference that me, your brother, sits here on this chair and speaks to you about stuff. And while you're listening to the words, while your conscious mind is following along in this story, like a gigantic power surge comes out of me and it transfers to you. Like a giant Care Bear, I just pump out energy to you, right? There's a reference for you, for those of you with the light, all my indigo brothers and sisters who grew up like me in the West, because I give it to you from the Western perspective, using English in a certain way. We're like Care Bears, right? Those of us who are of the light. We take a feeling and then we project it. And knowing that, my brothers and sisters, is why those of you who have been on this journey with me, you know that when I tell you something now, it means something. It is not like anybody else who just comes and says, blah, 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 here's some words. No, that what I've been telling you is on purpose. There is a reason for it. That there is a plan in the very wording of everything that's been said. That you know now that we are going on a journey. That those of you who have listened to the stories of the prophet from the beginning till the end, and listened to the tales of the unseen world from the beginning to the end, then all the promises claims I make on the hotconflict.com website about beginning to change and see a world that's different, you know it's true. You've been on a journey with me. You've traveled with me. You've been on a trip with me, and it has been wild. And the world for you is no longer the way it used to be. You have changed, and the world around you has changed. And I know it, and you know it. And I love you for it, and you love me back for it. And I feel it, and you feel it. And you know in your heart of hearts that something is different. That somehow, something in the story that I told you about, something that I warned you about of the dark, something that I praised about of the light, one of the characters in the prophets, one of the relationships between a prophet and his father or his sons, Something has happened in you to trigger in you a different effect. That when you look around at the world, you remember something from the stories. Something has been triggered in you. A light has gone on in you. An activation has happened in you. Something has made you see the world differently now. And you look at it differently now. A vibration or a frequency has raised your level now that you can just breathe. And as I exhale, you can feel that there's a difference now in the world. It's noticeable. It's tangible. You're not going crazy. You are a little bit stranger than your brothers and sisters around you. You are a little bit weirder. But being strange and being weird is turning out to be a beautiful thing. And you must admit, my brothers and sisters, that it is true that if you have gone on this journey with me, you are no longer the same. The world is different for you and is beginning time. As I continue to disclose some things to you, you know that it's almost time for you yourself to start feeling the truth. That I don't say, oh, come follow me. Follow me, I'm your leader. Right? That's not what I call you to. I say that something in my story has triggered your heart and made you feel something. It is not that my story or the words has done something, but something has changed in your feeling. And you can feel it now. You can taste it now. There is a sweetness around you, and those who are around you in your family are a little bit uncomfortable with you. I'm sorry, my brothers and sisters. Those of you who I just pumped you with light and took you on a journey, I know many of you have been having a little bit of friction with your family, and I warned you about this. I told you some of the stories are true, that the journeys that all of the people who came before you took ended up having a little friction with those around them, because the changes people are going through and the changes the world is going through. You can see it now, my brothers and sisters. You know it's true. You know that something has changed around you. You know that there was a darkness that had been controlling and manipulating a lot of what was going on. And you know that for some reason, that is no longer as effective as it used to be. Fear, chaos, destruction, war, hatred, calamity, terror does no longer cause the kinds of fear and apprehension that it used to. We have outgrown these useless, immature ideas. From a society, from a cultural point of view, from a nation point of view, we have outgrown those dark deceptions, and they no longer serve their purpose in our reality. And we are beginning to say that something has changed. So let's go back to the next hadith, and we talk about somebody named Hudayfa, one of the companions. For those of you who say, is this guy a Muslim? One of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, who was the one. Now we say, of course, the Prophet Muhammad came as an example of the light to show many the path of ascension as the final bearer of the light. We said that Jesus ascended and will return to those who reject the light in the times of calamity and destruction that we are warning about. Oh, my brothers and sisters, think. Is not your brother Salim the one who has told you the strangest tale that you have ever heard? Have I not gone on to ramblings of light and dark and told you more weird stuff than you have ever heard before? Is this not true? Yet think, is what I'm doing random? Think about this question. Is there a line that I have not crossed in all that I have told you. Come on, I've gone for hours and hours and hours. Is there a line that I have never crossed? Many people talk about fear and destruction and the apocalypse and Armageddon and coming end of the world, 2012, changes and all this kinds of stuff. Think about it. We've talked about a lot of stuff on this journey. I have never, not once, talked about anything past this hadith, the day that I started our journey. We said, this is about a certain story when the prophet, the final messenger, did what was necessary for every bearer of the light to do the day he steps up to the pulpit and tells the world the story. Hudayfa, the companion who said, of all the companions who used to learn from the Prophet Muhammad, they all used to ask him about different various things, about the world and the afterlife and heaven and great things. Oh, not Hudayfa. He says, no. I used to be the one companion who used to focus on that which was wild, and that which was weird, and that which was strange, and that which was obscure, and that which needed to be asked, and that which others didn't want to ask, that which we needed to find out about and warn ourselves and protect ourselves from. Oh, my brothers and sisters who call yourself Muslim, who then wonder, is this strange brother named Salim talking the truth of Islam? Then it should be clear by the evidence that he gives. Hudayfa narrates, on the day that the Prophet told the story that we are recounting to you, we said that that day the Prophet told them what happened from the very beginning. He started at sunrise and he went until sunset. Ooh, the ramifications. The ramifications. And I told you, it is my honor on behalf of the Muslims, on behalf of the followers of the Prophet Muhammad who are of the light, to the English-speaking community, that I have been given the responsibility to recount this story of the light, and I have done it from the beginning all the way, not until the end. Only to a certain point have I told you the story, my brothers and sisters. Your crazy, wild brother who sounds like he's maybe on drugs and talking about stuff that, people will write in comments, this guy's on crack. I am clearly just speaking simple words, and there is nothing fogging my mind. My words are clear and open, that I have gone from the beginning all the way to a specific moment, which is the changing of the sun. I have not crossed that line ever. I have not spoken to you of the calamities that all the other people talk about in this world of destruction and fear. I have never crossed that line, my brothers and sisters. Even all you Lost fans who talk about weird, wild stuff, the only reference I have made to the false Messiah or the Antichrist has been the one reference I made to him on the island in the timeline that is not past the changing of the sun. And so I reiterate the warning, of course, that we have maintained from the beginning of the story. But I remind you, as the storyteller, as the speaker of the word who is telling you the story, I have maintained this rule for myself, and there is a reason for this, my brothers and sisters. But we go back to Hudayfa, because we said this was about something changing, not in me. I have already told you that my activation occurred live at that moment when I began to tell the story. Of course, I know things about the future, but I don't talk about the future because my future is my future, your future is your future. Everybody has their own future. We're all unique. But if I can tell you the story from the past, and bring you to today, then I have gotten you somewhere. So we went through the stories of the prophets all the way to the final messenger. And then I went back to the beginning and took you through parts of the unseen. Now, where do you want to go, my brothers and sisters? Where would you like to journey? All of the worlds are open to us. All of the realms are open to us. All of you who follow my tale, we will be journeying on journeys that are incredible and unbelievable. And I promise you, the weird and wild journeys that we have taken so far are nothing compared to what will be opening for you in this reality who say, I seek the light, and you shall definitely find. Hudhaifa, the one who sought the weird, wild information, on that day when the prophet told the story of truth from the beginning to the end, what does Hudhaifa say about that day? As we know, others talked about the fact that many memorized it, many forgot, many came in, many left. Some paid attention, some didn't. Hudhaifa said something. The messenger of Allah once rose, standing before us. He mentioned everything that was to occur from the time he stood there until the time of the hour. The hour being a reference to the end of the world, the end of time. Now we who have been on this journey have continued to maintain that the changing of the sun is a sign of the coming of the hour, but it is not the sign of the hour itself. And all of the brothers and sisters of the light from every community who reference the changes of the sun have all been making this clear. And of course, the Prophet Muhammad also made this clear, and I am reiterating that again and asking you to have some mercy on my Mayan brothers and sisters who have not said that the world is going to end. Okay? So just a little caveat there. Hudhaifa says, some memorized it while others forgot it. Now here is the trigger that Hudhaifa mentions that other people don't mention. And it is the important part that you must understand, oh my brothers and sisters. Hudhaifa says about the story that the Prophet told them. Something will happen, Hudhaifa says. Because we look to Hudhaifa to find out the weird parts. Now, many people who read these ahadith about this day ask the same question that I asked. Now, as you recall, I said, I read this hadith many years before. Many years before. And I thought to myself, where's the story? Right? We read this hadith, and many of you, especially my Muslim brothers and sisters who have read this hadith, say, where's the story? Right? Where's the story? Who memorized the story? Part of what the Prophet revealed, I have been explaining to you in the story, and it is why something has happened to you. Hudhaifa says about this very narration, 1,500 years ago, when the Prophet told him the story, when he used to tell the other companions about what happened that day, Hudhaifa, our companion, our most beloved, says something will happen from what the Prophet told us about this story. And it will be like, I will recall it like a man recalls the face of another man who was absent for a while. And then when he sees his face again, he recognizes it. What is Hudhaifa saying? Hudhaifa is describing the process called activation or memory activation, triggering the awakening. That if you understood the story from the beginning to the end, you would have experienced an activation of your cellular memory through the light of your soul. Your heart has been activated, my brothers and sisters. Hudayfa has said that the story in it has embedded with it something that triggers your memory, that now the world around you isn't like it was before, and you will bump into individuals that look like somebody you recognize that you have never seen before, but they appear to you like someone from a journey on another journey who you now know, and you look at them and you recognize them, and you know them to be family, and you feel it from the vibration, and you recognize it from their words, and you hear it in their voices, and you feel it in their truth. And those of you who have been on the journey with me, those of you who are my brothers and sisters, then know, oh my brothers and sisters, that right now what is happening around this earth is an awakening from every community that we said is of the light. From the time of Adam, those who learned the story of Adam, from the Prophet Muhammad's people, from the people who followed Christ, from the people who followed Solomon, from the children of Israel, from every community and every creed and every color and every tongue and every nation and every tribe. They are waking up and recognizing each other and remembering each other, and the light within their hearts is activating, and the truth from their masters is being remembered, and the message is being activated. And it is the truth of your Lord that those of us who call ourselves Muslim say that Islam means submitting yourself, ignoring your own nafs and your own will and your own desires, and putting that totally in to the vibration of light and submitting yourself to the plan of your Lord. That submission is called istislam, and the Prophet came teaching us the way, the sunnah, to reach that highest level. And those of you who are hearing my voice now, who I taught you just a little while ago, that more than my voice, it is a vibration of light, then I say by the name of Allah, the Lord Most High, who has created all of us, if you are my brother and sister who has truly listened to this message from the beginning to the end, then just wait a moment. Don't you feel it right now? Don't you feel that vibration exactly right now? Don't you feel the activation right now as I'm speaking to you? You know you do. You know you can feel it right now. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Let's go straight to the very word. If you are in the moment of vibration, then you should be able to feel the vibration of truth, even in the Arabic language. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Sabbih isma rabbikal a'la. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى. You must be able to feel that. Here in the Quran, Allah says, glorify the name of your Lord the Most High, as all bearers of the light remind you. It is He who has created everything and then proportioned it. He is the planner of all of it. It is He who has measured and planned all of it out and then guided us to see it in its perfection. It is He who brings out the growth and the pasturage and the green. And then as the cycles turn, make it to dark stubble. We shall, your Lord says, make you recite the words, the very recital, so that you shall not forget. Accept what the Lord Most High, Allah, may will, because He knows what is apparent and what is hidden. وَنُيَسِّرُكَ لِلْيُسْرَى, and we shall make it easy for you, those of you who are doing the good deeds. فَذَكِّرْ إِن نَفَعَتِ الذِّكْرَى, therefore, remind the people in case that the reminder might be helpful to them. Right? Because we said that the true message of light is just a reminder to the heart. And if you're feeling the vibration of the reminder to the heart, then we say, سَيَذَّكَّرُ مَن يَخْشَى. Allah said to the Prophet that the reminder will be received by him who has the true light of God consciousness in him. He who trembles from the light, he whose soul vibrates from the light, he will heed the reminder. As all of you of the light, when you hear the word, you can recognize it. There's no way to deny it. وَيَتَجَنَّبُهَا الْأَشْقَى الَّذِي يَصْلَى النَّارَ الْكُبْرَى. But it will be avoided and rejected by those who are wretched. Those who will have for them the great fire of torment that is the reality of their own cause because they continue to reject the light. ثُمَّ لَا يَمُوتُ فِيهَا وَلَا يَحْيَا. For them in their destruction they will have neither death as an end to their calamity, nor life for them, for their fears just continue to control them. قَدْ أَفْلَهَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. Indeed, whoever purifies his own soul by truth, by recognizing Islam, what we call the full submission to the truth, the full submission to the light of all that is, the full submission not to anyone telling you what the light is for you, but hearing the vibration of the word and knowing the truth of how to act from your own beautiful, unique soul. The one who purifies himself, tazakka, he has achieved the success, this vibration, this revelation, this new light within us. Just knowing that we are of the light. Is it not the best success that we could ever have had? To know that this is the time of ascension that we are in and we are gaining this. قَدْ أَفْلَهَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى وَذَكَرَ اسْمَ رَبِّهِ فَصَلَّى. He who purifies himself, he has achieved success and remembers the name of his Lord, glorifying his Lord, praising the Lord, thanking the Lord, sending peace and blessings of the Lord upon all of the light. Those who pray in their way, and those who meditate and fast and do the worship of their Lord. بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. Here again, Allah says, those others, we tell them this is the way to true success, to purify your soul, to purify that light within you, to purify your heart. But nay, your Lord says, you who reject, you prefer the life of this world. You love the duality, you love this world. Although the hereafter, the next world, is better and more lasting. Verily, this truth is in the former scriptures, all of the former scriptures, the scriptures of Ibrahim and those of Moses. Here in the very Quran, To wrap up this section, we said the fundamental that we are going back to is that Islam is not some strange New Age moon god religion of the pagan Arabs. Islam is a reminder of the very beginning to the very end. And the message of the Prophet Muhammad, the last master of light, is the exact same message of Yeshua ben Maryam, is the exact same message of Moses and Solomon and David and all of the masters of the light, that there is a Lord, there are angels, there are jinns, there are believers and there are disbelievers, there are many realms above the skies, there are many realms within the earth. There are prophets sent to this world in duality, from your very father Adam and your mother Eve, all the way down the line. We believe in all of them. They all came with the truth of the light of their Lord, divinely decreed as messengers. We believe in all the prophets, those whose names we know, and that every other nation has had a prophet sent to them. And we believe in the messages of truth from all of them. And we can use the very word of our Lord, the Quran, to use as a furqan to make us in the footsteps of the messenger Muhammad, who came as a mercy to all of the nations, to show them that which we have in the light and to make our communities in one. And that this same concept, Allah says in the Quran, is the same from the original scriptures, the same in the tablets of Abraham. And those of you who know what the tablet of Abraham is, and the tablets of Moses, and those who are now Jews and Christians who are saying we are enemies of Islam and that they are not from the same. We say we are all from the children of Adam. We are all from the children of Abraham. And that which we believe is one. And now we are getting to the moment, my brothers and sisters, when every people all over the world will be stepping forward into the light, because the world is ready to hear and understand that the family of light, the Brotherhood of Light, will have representatives from every nation and every community and every people to speak the word, and all of them will be telling you the exact same thing, each in their own unique way. And those of you who listen to me, we do it a fun way here, don't we? I tell it to you in a weird, wild way. This is better than any show on TV, because we tell you that every show on TV and every movie and every song and every story is within the story of truth that I have told you. And so as we're mixing in all these pop culture references, and we'll be doing so much more in the future, you're going to begin to see how all of this reflects one truth, and that the family of light is one. And all of us are reminding you to seek the light and go into yourselves and remember that this is a spiritual journey, and you are to remind yourselves and to remind each other through the heart. All of us are one. My name is Salim Siddiqui. This is the HotConflict.com video series. I am a Muslim. I tell it to you plainly. I don't hide the ball. And now that you know that Islam means submitting to the will of the Lord, the West is about to realize that that which they call enlightenment, that which they call submission, that which they call ascension, we call Islam. And that many of those who are upon the earth, who you have been trained to be afraid of, have been sent here to help raise your vibrations. The dark Made you scared of us. Didn't you think there was a reason why they wanted you to fear us? We are all one, and we are of the light. There is only one true God. So say we all. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.